Most gardeners think soil only becomes fertile through expensive fertilizers or endless compost cycles. That's a mistake. When soil stops producing consistently, the problem is usually not lack of nutrients, but collapse of microbial structure and mineral imbalance that nobody is actually measuring. So gardeners keep adding inputs without fixing the system underneath. And that's exactly where most gardens quietly fail. Weak plants, inconsistent yields, yellowing leaves, and water that either drains too fast or pools too long. These are all symptoms of unstable soil biology, not just bad soil. Before I explain the $2 powder that changes everything, I started noticing something critical in my own beds. I was guessing instead of measuring what the soil was actually doing. That's why I began using the YAMRON 4-in-1 soil moisture meter. It helped me stop misdiagnosing soil problems by showing real moisture levels, temperature shifts, and pH instability directly in the root zone. Most gardeners overwater or underwater without realizing it. I'll leave the exact one I use in the description if you want to check it out. Now here's where the real story begins. The $2 powder most gardeners walk past is not some exotic fertilizer. It's a simple mineral-based soil amendment that has been used quietly in traditional systems for centuries, long before modern fertilizer companies turned soil into a product cycle. The reason it's ignored today is simple: it doesn't sell recurring dependency. Because what this powder actually does is stabilize soil instead of temporarily feeding it. When I first tested it in a degraded raised bed, soil that had been over-fertilized, compacted, and constantly watered, it didn't show dramatic changes overnight. And that's where most gardeners get it wrong. They expect instant green explosions instead of system repair. So I applied it at a light rate, about 1 to 2 tablespoons per square foot, and watered it in slowly. No digging. No mixing deep into the soil profile. Just surface integration under mulch. Within the first week, something subtle changed. Water started behaving differently. Instead of disappearing too fast or sitting on top, it began distributing more evenly through the root zone. That alone told me the soil structure was beginning to stabilize. By the second week, microbial activity under mulch increased noticeably. Earthworms became more active in areas that were previously lifeless. Not because the powder attracted worms, but because the soil environment became more stable and hospitable again. And this is the key point most gardeners miss. Healthy soil is not created by feeding plants directly. It is created by building conditions where microbes can function consistently. That's why big fertilizer systems often fail long term. They push rapid nutrient availability without restoring structure. Plants grow fast, but soil weakens underneath. Then the dependency cycle begins. Now, I want to be very clear here. This powder is not magic. It is not a replacement for organic matter. It is not a shortcut that eliminates compost, mulch, or proper watering systems. What it does is something more important: it corrects imbalance so the rest of your system can actually work. In one of my pepper beds, I combined this mineral powder with a 3-inch mulch layer of shredded leaves and grass clippings. No tilling. No chemical fertilizer. Just surface application and time. After 30 days, the difference was obvious. The soil held moisture more consistently, root growth became more aggressive but stable, and plants stopped showing random nutrient stress between watering cycles. That stability is what most gardeners never achieve because they keep resetting their soil every season. And here's where experience matters. In container systems, the application rate must be reduced significantly, about 1/3 of what you'd use in open ground, because confined soil reacts faster. In hydroponic transition beds, where seedlings move into soil from water systems, I saw faster adaptation because root zone stress was reduced during the transition phase. But I also disagree with a lot of common claims around miracle powders. No amendment fixes poor watering habits. No powder survives compacted, airless soil. And no product replaces surface mulch. If your soil is exposed, dry, and overheating, nothing will stabilize it long term. That's why I always combine this type of amendment with consistent organic cover. Because soil life doesn't just need nutrients, it needs protection. And this is where the idea that Amazon tribes knew it gets misunderstood in modern gardening content. Traditional soil systems weren't based on single inputs. They were based on continuous cycling, minerals, organic matter, and biological activity working together over time. Not isolated products. What we've lost is not a secret powder. It's the understanding of soil as a living system instead of a consumable product. After testing this across multiple beds, the biggest result wasn't explosive growth. It was consistency. Plants stopped fluctuating in health. Soil stopped collapsing between seasons. And watering became more predictable. That's what real soil improvement looks like. Not hype. Not sudden transformation. But stability that builds over time. If you understand that, you stop chasing fertilizers and start building systems that sustain themselves. If this helped, subscribe to FarmLogic because we focus on real soil biology, real testing, and real garden systems that actually last in raised beds, backyard gardens, and container setups. And share this with someone still buying expensive fertilizers while their soil quietly gets worse every season.